Details at 6.
All right. Thank you. I want to ask you if you... we asked you to be here because, as you know, all the women in our audience are pregnant. Do you find you have a difficult time juggling your careers and motherhood? There is such a thing as guilt. You go to work and you just think about the baby all the time? Well, we've got some people who are in the middle of that drama right now. I would like now to introduce them all to you. She's watched by millions as we wake up and have our morning cup of coffee. She just gave birth to her second child only 7 weeks ago. Please welcome CBS This Morning co-anchor Paula Zan, right here. You loved her as Roxanne, the feisty secretary to sleazy lawyer Arnie Becker on L.A. Law. Gosh, we hated him. She's a single mom who just adopted her first baby. Here is Susan Rutan, right here. There you go. She's graced the cover of over 400 of the sexiest fashion magazines on Earth. She's currently 5 months pregnant, and she is the beautiful, sexy cover girl, Kim Alexis, right here. Her as the zany harebrained blonde with a squeaky voice on Saturday Night Live. She, too, is pregnant with her second child. She is Victoria Jackson. Okay. Paula, 7 weeks?
7 weeks.
And you got your color back and you look like you've been playing tennis and...
Yeah, right. Sleeping in 2-hour stretches. And I'm getting less sleep now than I do when I'm working.
We just saw the picture. What a beautiful child.
Thank you.
All right, Mom. 2 children. Haley's 4.5. And you worked through that pregnancy as well, huh?
Worked through that pregnancy?
Well, I mean,
went into labor 2 hours after I left the office.
That's what I mean.
On a Friday. Yeah, got that whole work week in there.
That was for your first baby. Or this baby?
Both of them.
Really?
I gave birth on Friday nights to both children.
Second baby was tougher than the first. Tell the people.
Can I tell you something? I'm so much better the second time around.
Really?
This one is a joy. I'm so much more relaxed than I was.
But wasn't the birth process more difficult?
Oh, yeah, well...
Is that usually?
Well, the first time I had a C-section, so it was a different set of drama. This time I actually went into labor, as I told you, right after I left the office, and went into active labor, watching David Letterman when I was in the hospital when he had the human cannonball experiment, when he was shooting people out of this cannon. So that was my impetus to birth this child.
Yeah, so that's why you didn't have a C-section the second time around. Well, interesting. I didn't know that. Now, we used to have the old school says once you had a C-section, once you have a section, always a section. I see these other women nodding with that from me. You heard that too?
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah, well, what is this, Paula? Are you trying to set a record or what?
No. In fact, I'm well within the norm. I think they say close to 92% of women who've had C-sections the first time around can have a normal delivery the second time around.
You sit next to Susan Rutan. You're 5 months ago. Here, 7 seasons on L.A. Law. So that's that's a couple of bucks in the bank, right?
Yeah, a couple.
Buy some diapers.
Yeah. And you said to yourself, well, I'm 30-something, and...
Thank you.
And what's my life? Who's going to be with me when I'm, I would like the experience. The guy and Mr. Right didn't come around the corner in this particular moment in your life. You said, I'm going to do what a lot of girls young women are doing. I'm going to go see a lawyer. You did.
I did. 7 months ago.
And you were shocked by how it happened, like Shazam, huh?
It happened so quickly. It happened so quickly that I had to stop and think whether it was what I really wanted to do, because it seemed like one minute I was at the attorney's and the next minute the baby was being born.
So the phone rings and was it the attorney?
No, it was a little,
you don't have
different
to.
than that.
The point is, this baby, the mother of the baby, during her pregnancy, made the decision not to keep the baby.
Yes.
I assume this is a young, out-of-wedlock situation.
Yes.
And so you go to the east, and you're in California. This is happening somewhere in the eastern seaboard. Is that so?
Well, she lived on the eastern seaboard. She came out to California.
You bring her to California. Yes. Wow. Did you go to the airport and all that?
Yes, I went to the airport.
You must have been a wreck.
I was a wreck. She was a wreck. It was... well, we knew at that point that the baby wasn't due for 2 months. She had thought it was going to be sooner.
So she still has to make a decision about you?
No, she had made the decision.
Before she leaves and before she even meets you?
We spent about 3 hours on the phone. It was a very big phone bill that month.
Yeah.
And we talked about everything, and she said, I want to come out there today. And so that night, I picked her up at the airport. And it was really emotional for both of us.
So she's there for 2 months, very pregnant. Mm-hmm. And pretty soon then comes the blessed event, and you go to the hospital with her.
Yes.
Let's say this again. There is no man in your life at the moment, is there?
No.
So you got your nice place, and you're a professional woman who's done very well, and that's all part of this equation, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so you demonstrate to her that you're a real good woman who has a sincere, heartfelt interest in raising a child, and you, incidentally, did she know what kind of baby she...
It was supposed to be a girl. We had a doctor in California whose name I won't mention, who did 5 ultrasounds and said, yep, this is a girl. Whoa. Every one of them. And when Jackson was born, he came out and somebody said, oh my God, it's a boy. And I said, oh, and
the name of the baby was going to be?
Well, Camilla.
This would be
really
tough.
Doesn't work.
This would have to be a tough kid, Camilla.
But the birth mother, when he came out, she said, "Oh no, do you still want him?" And it just broke my heart because he's the best thing that ever happened to me.
And you cut the cord.
Yes, I sawed the cord as well. Who knew they're so hard? They're like a garden hose.
Yeah, well, the men know that here. All right, so then now this mother has returned to her place of residence, and you're there. You will keep in touch with her.
I keep in touch with her.
You're not concerned about a knock on the door. I made the wrong decision.
Not at all.
You're covered on that, you feel.
Very, very clear.
Very good. We have lots of questions for you, I'm sure, from this audience. Kim, here's a bulletin for you. You are pregnant.
I know that, Bill. I certainly do know that.
You have married Ron Duguay, the hockey great, and he brings to this marriage 2 girls. You bring 2 boys, so this will be his, mine, and ours.
Right.
This will be your first baby. Have you had any of this high-tech stuff?
Yeah, we thought it was a boy. We thought we saw a little extra appendage down there already.
So you think it is a boy?
Yeah.
But now you're kind of...
I know. It's like, well, girls can play hockey.
So how many months are you? Do you mind? You've got to show up here. Sure.
I'm almost 5. I'm 5 on Tuesday.
5 months, And you're just a very good baby machine then, are you? I mean, you do well. You know what I mean. I mean, in terms of health, and the baby's always high, and you don't spot, and you don't have varicose veins.
No, that's what I said to Ron, because I just didn't want him to worry. I said, hey, I'm healthy. I'm not going to have any problems with this baby, and I may gain a little extra weight, and I've gained 22 pounds already in 5 months, and I'm like semi-panicked about it, but I said, I'll lose it, and I'm going to have a healthy baby, and that's just the way it is, and I'm not doing anything wrong. We're not eating hot fudge sundaes, we said.
Yeah. Here you are a multi-million-dollar, world-famous model on the cover of everything, so I assume when you're pregnant, you look in the mirror and say...
I laugh. My kids, my son, my oldest son is 7, and I showed him a pair of pantyhose that fit last month but didn't fit, and I look, Jamie, he was like, oh, And we laughed about it, you know, just roll on the floor laughing at your figure because it really, I mean, it's just, your body gets taken over by this baby in every way.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything to your face. I mean, does it? I mean, you're looking great to me.
I guess no, and I popped the babies out. I've ran 2 marathons after my other 2 babies. I ran the New York Marathon. So I get back in shape and I have a reason for going, and nothing's going to stop me, and I'll have a healthy baby and then I'll get back to it.
Wow.
You know,
and do you lie down for the delivery?
Naps. We need naps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the story with the Perry Mason show?
Yeah, I was, it's called Case of the Wicked Wives, and it's the first show without Raymond, and they used Paul Sorvino. And he wasn't Raymond Burr, or he wasn't Perry Mason. He's another named Anthony Caruso.
Well, you must have just done this then.
Yeah, I did it 4 months pregnant. 4 months pregnant.
I see. And this will air shortly?
This is Friday, yeah.
Friday? Oh,
yeah,
well,
the 17th.
We'll be watching one of the most...
It's my first time I've done a movie or anything.
And how about Ron? Do professional athletes make good dads?
He is a wonderful father, and the wonderful thing about us, we got married January 2nd last year. It's almost a year. And I fell in love with him when I first met him on our first date because I had my children with me, because my children were important to me. It was a Sunday, and that's a family day. And he went, I was working, and he went to a fountain because my son was going over there. So ever since then, he's just, you know, we're both very into our families.
You like his radar then, is that it? I mean, he had his eyeball on the kids. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he watched my son when my nanny was sitting there chatting with somebody else, and he went to the fountain to make sure my son was okay.
And you said, wow.
Yeah, I said, he's just a wonderful dad. He's very into the kids, and we play tennis. He's a coach for my son for hockey. You know, he's on the ice with him all the time.
How old is your son?
I have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. The 4-year-old's just starting hockey.
And when did Ron Duguay retire from the rink?
Oh, he still really doesn't want to retire. He left the Kings about 3 years ago.
But didn't your son say, your son said to Ron Duguay, his soon-to-be stepfather, that, what do you know about hockey?
Oh, he says that all the time to him. He doesn't say it much anymore. But Ron's on the ice. He teaches all the 7 to 9-year-olds, and my son's 7. And Ron will say, this is how you stick handle, or this is how you shoot the puck. And Jamie looks and says, what do you know? He doesn't understand.
Obviously, we've got to get out some of the old tapes for the family. Because he happens to be taught by one of the hockey royalty. Really, your husband is, to be sure, one of the all-time greats. Well, Victoria... Your turn, kid. Did you think we were going to skip you? You're pregnant as well. What is it, the water?
We're both 5 months.
Stand up. Come on, show
Yeah, stand up here. You're both 5 months?
Yeah, and we both gained 22 pounds so far, and we both got married a year ago to our second husband.
You married a Miami policeman.
And we both have a 7-year-old. Yeah, I married a Metro Dade. He was on the SWAT team, but now he's a helicopter pilot because he likes danger, you know. And
Is that why he married you?
Yes, and he was my high school sweetheart.
And it was a reunion. And then you separated. You were separated for a long time, and now you're back in his life, and you married him.
Yeah, I didn't see him or hear from him for 12 years, and then when my marriage was hell, I called him. And I just called him, and then we got married.
Yeah. And you said what?
I just called him, and then we got married.
And said, excuse me, but I'm miserable.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you did this.
Save me, please.
Yeah. So, did you know he was single when you called him?
He wasn't single.
Oh, dear.
No, it's not like that. It's not dirty like that.
Oh, I know it is. No, I didn't suggest it was, but at least it's complicated.
Well, see, I heard on the grapevine that he had a bad marriage, and...
Oh, I see.
And I didn't call him for a date. I called him because his father died.
I see. So this was a high school grapevine. Guys who knew you.
My hometown.
Yeah, Miami.
The grapevine. I would check with someone, and they checked with someone.
And your daughter is how old? Your beautiful daughter?
7.5.
We'll meet some of these children. Paula, I regret to say, is going to delay Jared's premiere appearance on the Donahue Show, and how much he must be looking forward to it.
I was worried about colds in the studio.
At 7 weeks.
Are you mothers like that? You don't want to expose your newborn to...
Right.
But no one has a cold in here today, no?
Have you had, the ultrasound, sonogram?
We had it a week ago, and I knew it was a boy because it felt like it.
Yeah.
And they said it's a girl. Definitely.
It's a girl. Well, you should have your faith in that.
I don't believe it.
At least somewhat challenged because of what happened to Susan. You just are never sure. But we'll go with a girl for you, and you...
Well, I feel like it's a boy, and who knows? I've said this now. I'll probably have a daughter also.
But do not the sonograms reveal, or have you had one?
I've had one, yeah. And they see extra. But
you can see that it's a boy, can you?
Well, they say that it could be a swollen girl. You know what I
see.
Have you ever seen one of those pictures?
It's very hard to read.
They say that's a leg, and you go, where?
Every obstetrician in this country will tell you that every father who has never had a son reads the umbilical cord as their young son.
Yes, it's a son.
It's always the umbilical cord.
We've got one. He thought that...
Put it up on the bulletin board at work and told everybody that.
This was a man's man, wasn't it? That's some boy there. That's my boy. And we'll be back to let this audience in on this program in just a moment.
Finding the perfect gift is simple. Choosing between the traditional copper-clad or aluminum disc, however, is another story. Revereware, better cooking by design.
What do the experts say about Hi-Ho Cheerio?
You gotta get all of the cherries in the bucket. 2 cherries. 1, 2.
Hi-Ho Cheerio, a child's first counting game from Golden.
I will play it again. It's so much fun.
It was right after the kids were born. My skin got red, irritated. It was dry.
That's when you started using Vaseline Intensive Care?
Yes. I don't know how it works, but it works great.
Think about it like this. Watch.
Nothing's happening.
The lotion doesn't dissolve right away. Its moisturizers are absorbed into your dry skin to help it form a better barrier.
Against what?
Water damage.
No wonder I love it.
From Intensive Research comes Intensive Care Dry Skin Formula.
After months of searching, a remarkable method was found that proves big pizza toppings equal big pizza taste.
I think we should just eat it.
Excellent idea.
Big chunks do mean big taste.
New chunky style pizza from Pizza Hut. Big chunks, big taste, big idea.
Still can't find the perfect present for your kids? Then pull into Pizza Hut, because just for the holidays you can get an X-Men video pack where good X terminates evil. It's just $4.99. So hurry, the X-Men will disappear as soon as the holidays do. Exclusively at Pizza Hut.
Coming up tonight on Channel 3 News at 6.
It is the busiest shopping time of the year, and shoplifters are busier than ever. We'll take you undercover to investigate how they operate and how much it costs consumers to catch them.
And we'll tell you who will be held responsible for the shooting of a child who found a loaded gun in his room.
And some local seniors kicked up their heels in a Christmas chorus line.
Join us tonight for Channel 3 News at 6.
Well, I don't even know why it's...
Happy mothers there. What should we all have? Look at that. Those are lucky, lucky babies.
And
yes.
all beautiful. An issue about working mothers and all this, because you must all be lucky enough to either have really supportive men or significant others in your lives, or you're smart enough to choose them so that you can have your equal time in your own career without feeling guilty about it so much. You shouldn't feel guilty.
Anybody want that?
Do you make house calls?
When I'm working, I'm working. Like, we live in California, so here I am in New York, and my kids won't see me for 2 days. When I go home, I'm home 24 hours a day, and so is, you know, Ron here and there.
Have you taken a child on a shoot? You must have.
Yeah.
Lots of times. Yeah. Yes. You think it's important for your baby to... Haley is
4.5.
4.5. And the work environment, you want your children to know where you work.
Oh, it's incredibly important. I know that my husband has always made my daughter watch me in the morning. When I say watch me, she tunes in for 30 seconds, and then it's off to Barney. She likes to see that I'm at work and I'm on the tube. But I made a point when she was about 1.5 years old of bringing her to my office so she could see the framed pictures of her sitting there, and so she could sort of understand, yes, when Mommy calls you, this is where I'm sitting. And I think as she got more comfortable with what I do during the day and she had a sense of place in her mind, it was a lot less intimidating to her.
Yeah, I think that's great. I bring Jackson with me everywhere. I mean, he comes to work with me. My significant other is a great nanny, and she brings the baby to the set, or, you know, or here. He's here with me now. I don't like leaving him. It took me so long to get him. I'm really fortunate to have a job where I can have him with me.
Now, but you haven't done a film in 6 months, is that right?
I have work, yeah.
You have?
Yeah, I did a movie. I have work.
Since the baby came into your life.
I took 3 months off, the same as you. It's the first 3 months I've taken off in 15 years.
Let's see. I just want to show you Paula taking her leave from the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, should we all have a tape like this? Look at this. Look at this. Jogging, ready to do the marathon.
Is Jared Brandon. He's about a day and a half old. He weighs 6 pounds, 7 ounces, 19 inches tall. We think he looks a lot like his daddy so far. With long black hair. Unlike our first child, this one is not bald. He's very happy. He's going home with his sister, who was very excited yesterday he was coming home, but let's see how she feels in the morning.
There you go.
He doesn't look like that
anymore.
I was just wondering if you feel that your children will have advantages or disadvantages in their upbringing because you guys are famous.
That's what I want to know, too. Let's hear from you, Victoria.
Well, I asked my daughter, I said, what if Phil asks you, how do you like your mom being a celebrity? Because she's here, you know? And she said, I don't like it because whenever strangers talk to us, they talk to you and they ignore me.
Yeah, my son says, Kim Alexis is a supermodel.
Yeah, my daughter,
she get that and rock around.
People go, how do I know you? And she goes, Victoria Jackson, Saturday Night Live. Everywhere we go.
Haley's really not old enough to know the difference. In fact, her teacher tells me, when they say, what does your mommy do? She says she lives in a box. And she thinks all mommies live in a little box so far.
My daughter was surprised to find me on her friend's TV set. She thought that everybody's dad was on their TV.
Isn't that something?
I just want to know, my sister Amelie just found out she's 3 months pregnant, and she's a working mom. What do you find has been your hardest challenge being a working mom?
Enough energy, I would say. Enough energy, probably. Splitting up your time and knowing what's important and pacing yourself throughout the day and learning it's okay to take naps and to say no on the telephone, put the answering machine on, and do the bed later or do the dishes later because your kids are more important. They want you to play a game with them. Things like that.
Yeah, this question is for Susan. I was wondering, with all the adoption problems, if you were worried about there'd be any problems down the road that maybe the lady who had given up their baby would come back?
No, not in this.
We should say that this is yet to be, all the ribbons are not on this.
The adoption is not final yet. It's technically supposed to be 6 months, but in California, as I assume it is here, the courts are so backed up, it's sort of whenever they get around to you. They should hire more judges. No, I'm not, in this case, everything is really complete. It's really okay on both sides, and I'm not concerned at all.
You wanted to say, caller.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I wanted to say that they are so fortunate in the jobs that they do. They're able to bring their children either to work or to have, to afford specific, wonderful daycare to take care of their children. Whereas a lot of parents or, good people who would be a help to an asset to a company are not working because they're either can't afford daycare or, don't want to leave their children.
Or there's no accommodation for them in the...
There's no accommodation, yeah.
That's the real world of single motherhood, so you're not upset that this woman would gently remind us that you can afford help.
I just wanted to say that once you have 2 children or more, you don't bring them to work with you. You don't bring them really anywhere. They're happier together. They're happier at home. I don't know, you may find that out, Paula. That you don't really bring them to work. Well, you have a set place to work. I work in different spots, different studios all the time. But when you have 2, they're happier with each other. You almost give them the gift of each other, and then mommy can go and leave, and they always have each other, and do things together, but 2 is tough.
The factor is affordability also. I mean, most people can't, they just can't afford to have a nanny, to live, I happen to have someone who lives in. Most people can't afford that luxury. And it is a luxury.
And I think those are the women that we should really applaud, because we are all so lucky sitting up here today. We all have good jobs, and we have a support system that very few men or women in this country have in their homes. It's true that most of the women in this country work because they have to, not because they want to. And that brings with it a totally different set of circumstances that any of us enjoy here today.
Yes, it does.
We're very lucky.
My mom is my nanny. And my daughter...
Are you getting help from Mom, are you?
Well, she's here because my daughter's in school, and she said, Mommy, I don't want to be on Donahue because I'm making a craft for your Christmas present this week at school. And it's really important. And she hates to miss school because, she'll get behind in Spanish or something. We're in Miami. And so...
You don't want to get behind in Spanish.
So anyway, so my mom, I flew her up here on her frequent flyer miles from being my nanny when I lived in Connecticut, and they're flying back home tomorrow, and I'm going to LA to work, and they're going to Miami. So if I didn't have my mom, I don't trust anyone else.
Yeah. You had a little terminal depression at the San Francisco earthquake, which you covered.
Oh.
And your baby was how old? This is the first baby.
Haley was 3 months old.
And it's your first time away.
Right, and I hardly ever traveled on that job. And they sent me to San Francisco. Of course, I landed, and by the time I landed, no electricity had been restored anywhere. So I found out that I was going to be out of contact with my family for 3 days. And now, forget the fact that you work 24 hours a day when you're in a story like that. The only thing I could keep in my head was, she's not okay. No one's feeding her enough. Richard is going to get nervous.
She wonders where I am.
She wonders where I am. And then you go home, and an infant that age, you're convinced that they don't recognize you. That in spite of the fact that you were with them for 3 months straight, around the clock, breastfeeding them, my child doesn't remember me. I went through more depression when I came home because I was convinced this child was holding it against me, that I had been on the road.
I don't think a man knows this experience, but I can't imagine being a mother and coming home and seeing the baby curl up to the nanny.
It's torture. The fires in Laguna, that's where we live. I was filming Perry Mason in Denver. I couldn't call my house because the phone lines were out. My 2 kids were there with my nanny and my mother, and they were gone. I couldn't find them, and I had to wake up at 5:30 the next morning to work, and I was up crying all night long. Ron was with me. It was awful. Your own kids, and here you are working, and your kids could be on a fire, and they'd evacuated.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Well, these are the guilts, apparently, that go with motherhood. Let's hope more and more fathers would feel the same urgency about being with their children as do these wonderful, loving mothers. And we'll be back in just a moment.
When nature began to create the perfect gift, it labored slowly deep within Earth's darkness. When man discovered it, he cut and carved it to release its fire and sparkling brilliance. Alson Jewelers selected these diamonds because they met their uncompromising standards. I chose to go to Alson because their diamonds have more sparkle, more brilliance, more value. Altogether, that makes Alson Jewelers diamonds the perfect gift for the one I love.
In 1939, America was going back to work and working up a healthy appetite. To satisfy that appetite, Country Kitchen was serving plenty of great-tasting food, the same as they do today.
Come in and enjoy one of our classic skillet breakfasts and receive a free regular-sized glass of orange juice.
Now, if we could just find a way to get away from work.
Yesterday and today, Country Kitchen.
When he wore this Ku Klux Klan hat to school, it got him in trouble.
Do you think that you did anything wrong?
No, I don't. But Harvey's Malcolm X hat didn't turn heads at all.
I think my hat stands for Black Power. We feel like people being discriminated against.
Can a student's fashion statement be called racist?
Jeanette says if her son can't wear the Klan hat, your son shouldn't wear the Malcolm X hat.
Could your child's clothes carry a message of hate? Next, Sally.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on Channel 3.
Coming up on the next Entertainment Tonight, he raced speedboats at 130 miles per hour. He was set on fire in the film Backdraft. And if you think that's dangerous, wait till you hear what stunts Kurt Russell pulled off in his new film Tombstone. Plus, Could the Osmonds be making a comeback? Forget Donnie. Marie has teamed up with her son Stephen in The Sound of Music, and the critics are going wild. The Hills are alive with The Sound of Osmonds on the next ET.
Tonight at 7:30 on Channel 3.
Yeah, I have a question for Susan Rattan. Are you going to tell your child at an early age about adoption? Because my sister and I were adopted, and my parents always told us from an early age. My sister took it real hard at, like, her teens and stuff. Are you going to tell them at an early age, or are you going to just...
Did you say they did tell you at an early age?
They told us at a very early age, and it was always brought out.
Yeah. I tell him now. He's 7 months old, and I tell him the story now. So I want him... adoption to be a regular word, not a loaded word, and to know what a gift he is to me.
We were talking a bit ago with Kim about her husband, and I mentioned that he's hockey royalty, and that certainly is true. Here he is, one of the all-time greats. This is Ron Duguay, ex of the Rangers. Oh! Get over here, big guy. What do you got going here, man?
Hi, Phil.
How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a boy.
We're hoping. We've seen the picture, and it looks like a boy.
A little tail. Yeah. Incidentally, you're not going to be upset. I have gray hair. I'm permitted to do these things. How are you adjusting, old pro?
It's been difficult, especially when I turn the TV on, there's a hockey game, and I look at some of the younger players who are out there, and I feel like I could be doing the same job that they're doing, so it's hard, and I'm staying in good shape, and I feel like I can still be doing it. So it's hard.
Well, I mean, do you wait for the phone to ring? I mean, would you?
No, I've stopped. About 2 years ago, I stopped.
But it was hard. You weren't certain, and you're on and off and in and out and maybe and. Okay, so is there any future at all for you, coaching, anything like that? I know you're coaching little guys, huh?
Yeah, I'm coaching little guys. I'm starting there. I'm starting right at the bottom.
Do you have squirts, or what do we call the mites?
Mites. Yeah.
The mites. Yeah, mites. I had...
That's the name of it.
I once dressed 4 sons for hockey at the same time.
Yeah, you get a medal.
Oh, you had to get up. And then we'd get the ice, at 6 in the morning. And there are 27 different pieces of equipment that I happen to know this. I had 5 times 4. Yeah. From the skate guards to the suspenders to the cup, the jock, the thing, everything. It's a nightmare, but that's another story. We'll do another story. What do you got going here, Pro?
Well, what we have here is the Slim Slide, and it's a product from Fitness Quest that Kim and I endorse.
Yeah.
And we get to work together, which is nice on certain things.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially for women who... after the pregnancy, they have the unwanted pounds. It's almost like they're penalized for having kids. They have this extra weight, and they feel bad about themselves, and they want to lose that weight. So here's something that we can do that is not dangerous. It's easy. It's like being on ice. You just slide, and the faster you go...
Get your...
There's no impact.
Put those things on there. I want to see let's see how a real pro does this.
Yeah, Phil, you're walking away. We want you to do this later, too.
Yes, I'm good at this.
So as you walk on, you got to be careful, because it is like ice, but I feel very comfortable with this because I've been on ice all my life.
Right.
So it's just a push.
Yeah.
And the faster you go, the more workout you get.
And will I have a body and legs like you if I do this?
Well, thank you, but I've been working at it for a long time, spending a lot of time on the ice.
That's nice.
And I haven't stopped, and I guess I am still waiting for that phone call.
Very, very good. I like the look of that. Well, Ron, you have lit up the ice on so many times. What a career, and what a fabulous marriage. How old are you, Ron?
36.
36.
Yeah.
36, and you got a baby on the way. Did we say 5 months, didn't we, Mom?
Yeah.
5 months, so you'll have a baby then probably March?
April.
The end of April, okay. Yeah. What a neat place. I'll tell you what, in this world and before Christmas, we are happy to feature some good news on this program. You have our congratulations, and we're going to meet some of these beautiful offspring in just a moment. We'll be back in a moment.
How do you make the moistest cake? You could bake an ordinary cake and drench it, douse it, drizzle it. Or bake the yellow cake famous for moistness. Duncan Hines Moist Deluxe. With moistness that's in here, here, and especially here. It's moister than any leading brand. How moist? Don't take our word for it. Take theirs.
How we make your moist, delicious.
Duncan Hines.
Men are back, and Brute knows what they want for Christmas.
Healthy skin requires moisture. Lubriderm gives you lasting moisture to heal and protect. Lubriderm, because your basic instinct is to save your skin. See you later, alligator.
It's Arby's Holiday 5 for $5 deal. Get 5 delicious regular roast beef sandwiches for just $5. We'll even gift wrap them. But hurry, Arby's holiday offer ends soon.
Nothing takes the place of hard work. That's what my dad used to tell me when I was growing up here in Cleveland. I'm Bill Scafidi, General Manager at Channel 3. We've been working harder than ever to build a television station that cares about what you think. And now the results are in. More than 50,000 people just like you have switched to Channel 3 News in the past year. So I want to thank you for watching and calling. We're going to keep working hard because at Channel 3, we're building our station around you.
She came to Hollywood to be a star, and when she died, she left a Rolodex filled with celebrity names and a message from Heidi Fleiss, cops say, on her answering machine. The mystery of the Sunset Madam on the next Current Affair.
Tonight at 7 on Channel 3. Coming up tonight on Channel 3 News at 6.
What do you do when you can't find that one special toy that your child wants for Christmas? And the first of a series of reports will give you some helpful hints so you can survive this season.
And what would provoke a group of students to vandalize a teacher's home and then set off some pipe bombs?
And you won't believe how 2 robbers made off with thousands of dollars of cigarettes from a local company.
Join us tonight at 6.
To be part of the audience, please send a postcard to Donahue Tickets, care of NBC, 30 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, New York, 10112. Remember, postcards only, please. Be sure to include your phone number with the area code.
Victoria Jackson's daughter is here. She's going on 16. How old is this?
Going on 8.
8. Met her. Scarlett, would you come in and say hello for us, darling? Here you go, sweet kid. Hey, baby, look at this face. Did you finish your Christmas project?
No, she's starting it this week.
Just starting it. Don't tell us what it is. All right. The name of your school is?
Big Christmas. Oh, you can't.
Oh, that's right. No, all right, don't do that.
No, it's the 90s. You can't tell.
That's true. You can. That's good. Very good, Mom. Yeah, very good, Mom. No, it didn't. She didn't say anything. But you do have a song for us, do you?
You don't tell people where your kids go.
No.
No. Well, we have a song, but she has a couple impressions.
Oh, good. Sure. Does she need a mic?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Do me. Oh, Paul, I'm so glad you're home. Now, she made these up. She made these up. I didn't make them up. And do Paul.
I love you, Vicky.
Okay, now do Grandpa.
Don't tell Grandma I'm eating a cookie. I'm on Weight Watchers.
Okay, and here's my mom, her grandma.
Good morning, Scarlett. Let's get ready for school so we don't miss the birdie. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Cock-a-doodle-doo.
You'd have to meet my mom. You'd have to know my mom. She's like always happy all the time. She sings like that all the time. Yes. Well, we'll sing our song later. We don't want to hog the show.
Well, all right. You do have a song, though.
Sing it later,
All right.
yeah.
I want to make sure I get it in. Incidentally, how's this for a nice greeting? On the occasion of the birth of Paula's baby comes this electronic voice and face mail. Roll that tape.
Hi, Paula, and congratulations. I'm so excited for you, and I can't wait to meet the newest edition. Take care of yourself, spend enough time with both of those babies, and then come back so that we can all see you. Lots of love. Bye.
This question is for Susan. Do you consider yourself to be disadvantaged in any way because of not having a husband?
No. No, I don't. And I don't consider Jackson to be disadvantaged either. There are a lot of people who are put into circumstances of raising a child as a single parent, whether by abandonment, physical or financial. I made a choice to do this, and I figure if he's got one person who loves him as much as I do, he can't lose.
May we ask you to just review briefly what moved you to this decision? And you don't have to tell us your age if you don't want to. You are a working actress. Maybe that's not a good thing.
I won't, thank you. I wanted a child forever. I couldn't carry one physically. I got pregnant a lot, and I couldn't go to term. For me, adopting was always a possibility. I was married, and my husband wouldn't commit to it, basically. For some people, it's more important to have their own genetic child. So when our marriage ended, I just did it.
You just went and saw a lawyer.
I just went to an attorney, and I'll tell you, more and more women I know now are making this choice.
I know that. Many of them have been on this program talking about that. And it is significantly more popular today than ever.
For a lot of people, it's about not waiting for somebody else to give you permission to have a child.
And we'll meet your baby here in just a second. Sir, you wanted to say?
Yes, this question is for Victoria. I just had a question. Until you have your baby, on Saturday Night Live, are you still allowed to do skits, or like how do they bleep out your tummy?
Well, I quit about 1.5 years ago. But I'm on reruns, so maybe you saw a rerun. But I just did a job 3 months pregnant. I just looked really fat. It's heat of the night. I played a cocaine addict. So if you see a really fat cocaine addict,
Are you looking forward to your baby?
Sister.
Brother?
Sister.
Sister.
Well, I think it's great that you all are fortunate to have enough to have a nanny, and I just was kind of curious of what that's really like. I mean, if you opt not to change that dirty diaper, are the nannies there, or if you don't want to get up for that late night feeding,
What's it like to have one?
Yeah, what's it like? I mean, are they there all the time, or are they just there when you're not? Do you really change the dirty diapers?
We fight for those dirty diapers. We fight for those dirty diapers. It's a race to see who gets it first.
Yeah, that's the way I was when our children.
Paula, I'm in awe of you. And I think that I've probably got the greatest mom in the entire world, and I'm sure your children do too. Some of the most special time was in the morning before school. Do you regret not having that time, or will you regret not having that time?
I'll tell you, now that I've been out on maternity leave, I realize how magical that time is. And I know that my daughter's going to have a very tough time when I go back to work in January, because we've enjoyed that time we never had together. My husband runs his own business, so he's the one that takes her to school every day, and that's his magical part of the day. And I'm jealous of him, I'll tell you that. But I have another part of the day that I call my own. I mean, the best thing about my job is that I get up at 4 or 4:30. That's not the good part of it. But, you know, I get to be home in the early afternoon, and the rest of the day is mine with Haley's. And of any working schedule you could possibly have in broadcasting, mine is really a dream job. But no matter how you cut it, we were talking about maternal guilt. I think it comes with the territory, and you're always going to miss something. But you know in the end that, you have to know in the end that what you're doing is the right thing. My mother was a working mother, and I think I'm reasonably normal. Am I?
I think so,
If I
too,
made,
yes.
maybe.
Yes.
Okay, my question's for Susan. I wanted to know if she planned on adopting any more or having more than one child with her.
Yes, I do plan to adopt another child. The problem, I think, is going to be restraining myself. This has been so great. I would like a litter. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, with Jackson, I guess with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, you know, the guilt doesn't get any less. I turned down jobs because I don't want to putting him to double take me away from him for that period of time.
Is the highly regarded Hall of Famer Ron Duguay going to be at hand for the birth of his child?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it, in fact. Yeah. It's a special time between you and your wife and the child.
Sure.
And I don't shy away. I feel very comfortable being there, and I look forward to it. I want to be the support for her because she's going to go through a tough time.
Well, you got very good billing before you came out. We were talking.
She was nice.
Yeah. You notice things, you know. You're not a dopey kind of father, you know, who stands there and all of a sudden 6 of the kids are missing, you know.
No, he helps me pick out my clothes and my jewelry, and he's with me, and we do things together.
Really?
We like to be together.
Well, what a happy holiday season for you both, all of you, and your babies. We'll be back in a moment.
From Warner Brothers Family Entertainment, 2 new holiday gift ideas. Give your family something special with one of the most heartwarming films of the year.
I love you, Willie.
The story of a remarkable friendship.
Go, Willie!
Free Willy. And bring home the fun with a lovable menace named Dennis. The outrageous John Hughes comedy directed by Nick Castle. Dennis the Menace. Free Willy and Dennis the Menace. 2 great gifts at a price you can afford. For sale wherever videos are sold.
Why do so many people choose Dunkin' Donuts coffee? We use our own special blend of the world's finest coffee beans. They don't. We grind our coffee seconds before brewing. They don't. We brew our coffee fresh day and night. They, well, who knows? Dunkin' Donuts, the freshest cup of coffee you can buy. Now at Dunkin' Donuts, buy a large coffee and get this donut free. Or 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 this donut free.
Celebrities get into the spirit of Christmas with Vicky. Bob and Dolores Hope reminisce about Christmases past. Wendy and Carney Wilson harmonize your holiday favorites. Maureen McGovern sings Christmas songs.
Have a good life.
Ed McMahon whips up a not-so-traditional holiday dish and a special holiday appearance by Celine Dion.
Don't forget to watch.
Celebrate Christmas with some of your favorite stars on the next Vicky.
Tomorrow afternoon at 3 on Channel 3.
Hi, everybody. I'm Connie Deacon from Channel 3 News. Along with your holiday mail this season, why don't you send along a little hope? Every time you use a Christmas seal on a gift or a card, you help fight America's 3rd leading cause of death, lung disease. To get your seals, call 781-5656. Because when you can't breathe, nothing else matters. Channel 3 and the Lung Association want you to send along a little hope with your holiday mail this season. Thank you.
For a transcript of Donahue, send $3 to Journal Graphics, 1535 Grant Street, Denver, Colorado, 80203. Or call 303-831-9000. To order a video cassette for only $24.95, just call 1-800-FOR-VIDEO.
Jackson. He's back there getting laughs at me.
Phil,
I
you look
guess you're
so
right.
at home.
I didn't realize that. I'm really good at
I know,
this.
you are good at that.
I tell you. You know, I hold a baby and I get morning sickness. I don't know what it is.
Phil,
Look at this beautiful child. Yes.
About paternal guilt, fatherly guilt.
Yes.
Did you feel guilty when you missed one of your children's pediatrician's appointments, whether
No,
they were healthy or whether they were sick?
No.
You did not?
Now, my babies were born between 1959 and 1965.
That was a different time then.
Hi. Hey.
That's so sweet.
Hi. Hello. How are you? There, have some lunch there, whatever this may be. No, I think the awareness, I think his crowd, he tells us he's 36. His crowd is, I think the wheels are turning a lot more conscientiously now. It just was not expected. It was not expected. That's the big difference of men in the 50s. What do you think, Caller? You wanted to say? Are you there?
Yeah.
What did you want to say?
Well, I was in the military, and I decided to get out because it just wasn't compatible with being a mom. And I think it's great that they can do both and do it so well.
I do too. I do too. These women will work, but they will work conscientiously, and they'll make decisions about their work around the babies. Look at this. Yeah.
Are we putting you to sleep?
Are you there? Are you there, caller?
Yes, I am.
You wanted to say.
I just wanted to say I had a son 3 weeks ago, and I'm going to have a real hard time going back to work in January. Is it as hard for you guys as it is for me to leave your baby? Or
Sounds like Paula is... Kim has adjusted pretty well to this, but this is her work. You're able to...
I come and go.
Yeah.
I don't have an office job. I don't have hours. I come and go with the job, and I can say no if I don't want to do any job.
Right.
And I weigh my husband and my family and their health and happiness first before the job. That's more important.
And you know, I don't have any idea how I'm going to feel on January 3rd when I go back. I'm sure I'm going to cry a lot. I'm sure you'll see if you look at 7 o'clock in the morning, a lot of white eye makeup under here. It's different with a second child, too, because it's even greater responsibility. So I'm just going to have to work through it.
And we'll be back with Jackson and Scarlett in just a moment.
Minutes, you can either begin making fresh brewed iced tea, or you can begin drinking it. The iced teapot by Mr. Coffee. What'll he think of next?
Go ahead, scum. Make my day. Tough Soap Scum is no match for X14 Soap Scum Remover with twice the power. It cleans soap scum better than Dow. Without scrubbing, X14 Soap Scum Remover. It's better.
When we build a Maglite flashlight, we craft the body from a single piece of aircraft aluminum. We seal and gem with high-grade rubber O-rings. We give it a patented self-cleaning switch and a patented adjustable beam. The Maglite flashlight. Brighter, tougher, made in America, flawlessly engineered. The Maglite is a work of art that works.
This holiday season, give the gift of light with a Maglite flashlight.
It's been a long night of all-occasion celebrations at Northfield Park. But not everyone's partied out.
Party, we're having a party. The sound of celebration fills the air.
Hey, you guys. Lights out.
Northfield Park.
Party animals.
Hi, everybody. I'm Connie Deacon.
And I'm Judd Hambrick. Channel 3 is again helping local charities by supporting the Caring Sharing Holiday Collection Program. And we need your help.
Drop off your canned goods, your personal care or baby items, or make a cash donation now until December 24th.
Look for a display at any Stop and Shop or throughout downtown.
Or you can stop by the Gingerbread House on Public Square. For more information, call 621-3300.
Thanks, Cleveland.
Yes.
My question is for Kim and Victoria. Have you picked out a name for your baby yet?
Yeah, how do you spell that? Yes.
Noah.
Yes.
Maybe Aubrey.
Aubrey.
It's after a song by Brett that me and Paul dated too in the 70s.
Very good.
And ours
Kim.
is Noah. We wanted a Bible name, and we just like Noah because
Very
it
nice. I like it too. Yes.
My question's for Susan. Are you choosing an open adoption situation for your child and you, where the birth mother will be involved?
The birth mother will not be involved with Jackson personally. We are maintaining contact, and I'm sending her pictures. And she's promised that she will always let me know where she is, so that if Jackson wants to meet her at some later point, that he's able to do that.
Okay. Not everybody pregnant is on the stage. Just, hi, Mom. Congratulations. Your baby is due?
May 17th.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Kim and Alexis, you better be the father, or we got some real scandal here.
You made her day by saying you gained 22 pounds.
Oh, good. And looking so beautiful.
Yes. Happy baby. Happy baby. All right. We have to go. All right. All right. Yes, we are. Oh, wait a minute. We got a break here. I love you. You love me. We'll be back in just a minute.
When you can't see it, hear it. Listen for WKYC, Channel 3 news updates all day on 1300 WERE Radio.
Anything you could think of, we've probably shipped one.
No job's really too large or too small.
I'm going to put some foam packaging material in the box.
I want to make sure that all of these areas are protected, so we might double box it. You'd bubble wrap it. Oh, the bubble. We'd put reinforced cardboard on here, tape it up, and ship it out. We'll get your packages there safely and on time.
I'll have to run over it with a forklift to break it. I shouldn't have said that.
After months of searching, a remarkable method was found that proves big pizza toppings equal big pizza taste.
I think we should just eat it.
Excellent idea.
Big chunks do mean big taste.
New chunky style pizza from Pizza Hut. Big chunks, big taste, big idea.
Still can't find the perfect present for your kids? Then pull into Pizza Hut, because just for the holidays you can get an X-Men video pack where good X terminates evil. It's just $4.99. So hurry, the X-Men will disappear as soon as the holidays do. Exclusively at Pizza Hut.
Channel 3's Amy Haston.
The truth is, all-weather radar is not the same. Some tracking systems have up to a 7-minute delay in bringing you fresh information. And when severe weather threatens your family's safety, that's just not quick enough. Doppler 3 radar scans the skies in less than a minute and shows it to you live. So you get an accurate picture of the storm and more time to prepare for it. Doppler 3 works faster to help save lives, because at Channel 3, we're building our station around you.
When he wore this Ku Klux Klan hat to school, it got him in trouble.
Do you think that you did anything wrong?
No, I don't.
But Harvey's Malcolm X hat didn't turn heads at all.
I think my hat stands for Black Power. We feel like people been discriminated against.
Can a student's fashion statement be called racist?
Jeanette says if her son can't wear the Klan hat, your son shouldn't wear the Malcolm X hat.
Could your child's clothes carry a message of hate? Next, Sally.
Tomorrow morning at 9 on Channel 3. Jodine Costanzo and Art Edwards, 6 a.m. weekday mornings on Channel 3 News.
I'm Leon Bibb. On Channel 3 News, what does Santa say when he cannot fill the Christmas gift list? The story is next.
Their children were taken by strangers. The parents of Polly Klaas and other parents of abducted children. Next, Donahue.
Scarlett and Victoria will now sing us off with a special song for us.
Okay. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Thank you.
Yes. Join me in thanking all
Services provided and promotional fees paid by the following.
Did you worry about perming hair? Not with Lilt for toe condition. With conditioners built in every step of the way. It's the worry-free perm.
Ladies, for close, smooth shaves in or out of the shower, the Lady Remington Wet Dry. Rechargeable or battery operated. Lady Remington Wet Dry.
Guest accommodations provided by the Drake Swiss Hotel on Park Avenue, New York's premier address for business or leisure, with guest rooms, suites, and conference rooms for up to 200 people. Call 1-800-DRAKE-NEW YORK and ask about our special packages priced from $150.